What's happening, lads and lassies? It's Ocean from the South Stand back again to talk about what was a bit of a horror performance against West Ham at the London Stadium. Honestly, last week before coming to this one, it wasn't that I felt like overly confident. I thought it was going to be a much different game to what we had at the start of the season. However, I expected a bit more than that. What was that? I mean, on many fronts, let's just start with the most obvious thing to start with. Granit Xhaka's absence. So when this news came out, which was obviously after I made the prediction show, but when this news came out, I instantly just went, oh, this does not feel like it is going to be our day. Not just because Granit Xhaka makes such a difference on the field, but I think there's just so many moving parts still with Sunderland. I mean, really, it felt like it was only the backline that felt settled. Anything beyond that backline still felt a little bit up in the air for me, just because no Sadiq returning from AFCON, obviously finding his place, finding his feet back in the Premier League again. Brilliant first game back, but just still getting himself back in order. For me, the real problem right now is the fact that, in my opinion, we're lacking a true, like, proper threat of a winger. I mean, what we seen at the weekend was essentially the massive, massive difference between their wingers and our wingers, because Crescencio Somerville and Jared Bowen were fantastic. And for me, it was just night and day with them, and then versus Mundo and versus Mayenda, who the two of them, for me, in particular, Mundo, I think starting with actually the 4-4-2, I've just no idea why Regis would pick that, given that Habib Diarra just came back into the team. We've got here Trauda sitting on the bench, which I can't wrap my head around, considering Habib's just came back in. Yes, fair enough. He's probably not going to get a full game under his belt. We kind of expected him to come in the second half. But why sit here Trauda on the bench when he seems like the most obvious like-for-like replacement for Granit Xhaka? I mean, for me, that was just absolutely what I'd be expecting. As soon as we found out Granit was going to be missing, you just expect the obvious. It's going to be Sadiq in here Trauda in the middle with Enzo sitting in front of them. And it just was not the case. And I've absolutely no idea why he chose to go for a 4-4-2. And for me, at this point in time, what's frustrating me is, and I spoke about it in the preview show, the main thing that I wanted to see this weekend was Sunderland come out and not be this scared, more timid, much, much more cautious, just in all honesty, worst Sunderland side that we seem to get away from home. And it's exactly what we got. I've no idea. I can't really wrap my head around Regis's thinking, to be honest. Like, when it comes to a 4-4-2, I think in particular Mayenda and Mundo both looked pretty awful in this formation, to be honest. I expected more of Mayenda. I understand in play it wasn't always obviously a 4-4-2 type shape. You see Mayenda out on the wide touchline as a winger, but yeah, for me, Mundo just had absolutely no clue where to be. And then when he got the ball, he was not good enough. And that's a shame for me, because I actually really liked Romain Mundo. And he seemed to have that confidence in his first few games back, where he was bursting with pace, really seemed to try and take his man on. That's not what we're really seeing from him just now. He seems to be floating in with a half decision into any sort of one-on-one. And it just easily dispossessed because of it. And then from there, obviously, as I said, Granit Xhaka missing a huge, huge out. And for me, I expected the more mature players of the team to step up, aka I expected Mukiele to step up, I expected Alderete to step up, I expected Ronaldo's to step up, and for me, all three of them had a poor game. I don't know what anyone else feels like, but for me, Nordi gives us so much goods that sometimes I think we overlook some of his poorer games, and for me, that was just not good enough from him. And a few times, I think Crescencio Somerville had one toast multiple times. And it was a really good day for West Ham. Don't get me wrong. I think nothing of this takes away from them genuinely having a great day, having a great game. I mean, both their goals outside of the penalty. Obviously, the penalty was just a nice penalty. It was kind of slow though. It was a bit of an odd penalty. It seemed to slowly make its way in. I almost thought Roofs was going to get there, but it was perfectly placed into the corner. But their other two goals, I mean, Somerville's header, what a header! Powerful, strong, full back into it, placed into position. I mean, Mukiele should have done better defending that one, in my opinion. It's a tough one. He's obviously coming towards it, whereas as Somerville's facing it, he's getting to put his whole back into it. I get that, but I don't know. I felt like it could have been dealt with better. And then, as well, that second goal, well, the third goal actually, sorry, the second goal that was outside of a penalty, obviously an absolutely beautiful shot, but is it just me that thought that Roofs probably could have done a little bit better with that? I mean, the ball took its time. It was a beautiful, beautiful shot, right? A rocket. But he had enough time to take another step and then dive, and it just seemed like he just missed out in it. I don't know. It was a brilliant shot, but I feel like Roofs could have done a little bit better with that. So yeah, we come into this game, and to be honest, I just felt quite massively disappointed in those senior players. I mean, I think Ronaldo, to be honest, was probably lucky that he never got sent off. As I said, Mukiele was having a poor game, and then to see the way that he reacted when he got taken off, I mean, for me, that's just not a great sign. I understand frustration, but he had a poor game. It's not as if he was the only one performing on that field when they were 3-0 down. He was not. Like, that was not the case at all. So then to see that happen, the Granit Xhaka thing in the stands, I mean, I just don't even know what to think about that. It seems like that Granit Xhaka was long in the past. Obviously, we don't know what the fans have been saying to him, but to get that heated and keep on biting into it, I think it sent the whole bench off. But yeah, I just think on the day, Sunderland were not good enough. Our passing wasn't good enough. As I said, our wingers were too easily beaten. Trey Hume, I think there was no need to start with Trey Hume as a winger or as a wide midfielder, whatever you want to call him, because it was a bit of an odd positioning. I just don't understand the need in going for this team lineup. For me, the back four was as it should have been. It should have been Hirchauda and Siddiqui sitting at the base of that central midfield with Enzo Lefebvre in front of them. And then from there, obviously things are difficult given the fact that we don't have a fully fit Traore, but for me, we're lacking a true out and out winger. As I've said, I think we need to figure out what it is that's going wrong with Talby and Adingra and why they're not able to start at the minute. I know for me, I'm not a massive fan of Adingra, but that would have been far better than what we got out of Mundo and what we got out of, I guess, Trey Hume, you would say, even though Mayenda spent a lot of time out and out right hand side. So yeah, I don't know. It was just a really, really disappointing day at the office, and I think we need to really. I understand we've brought in Tabby, but we've not been given much of an insight of the club on whether he's going to be a player that affects just now or if he's one for the future. We don't know how he's going to settle in, but we need to figure out this winger situation because we're just not getting anywhere near the end product from our wingers. On a positive note, I think Brian Robbie's header was nice and beautifully placed. Done a good job getting that one in the back of the net. Again, just getting his name on a score sheet and really cementing his place as our number one striker. I think that, again, Wilson didn't look great when he came on, but yeah, I don't know if it's a time and day to criticise Wilson coming on at the end of the game when the rest of the game was that poor. But on a brighter note, I think that Habib Diarra definitely made a difference when he came on, progressing Sunderland up the field. And you do expect him to. At the end of the day, it's a £30 million like record-breaking signing for us that we've not been able to see for half of the season. So I'm expecting a lot more from Sunderland going forward. And from now on, probably, especially if you expect Diarra to be at full fitness now, would imagine that he's going to be playing in the central role with Enzo Lefebvre back out in the wing. I think if we get Enzo Lefebvre back out in the wing and Traore coming back from fitness, it's an okay situation to be in. But for me, Enzo's not at his best out in the wing, and so far Traore definitely was starting to find his feet before he ended up picking up that injury at AFCON. He seemed to be, for me anyway, becoming a lot more solid, even if it's not fully translated into his goals and assists yet. But yeah, look, I think that's all to talk about for just now. It was a little bit of a late upload. Couldn't upload until today. Well, couldn't record until today on Monday. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's obviously not a brilliant video to sit and make when talking about your team being so poor, but I think it's a good thing to say that it's been one of a few bad days at the office in this season so far. And I think we probably expected a few more of them. I think for me, I just thought we could have done better. We could have done far better against them at the weekend. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I don't think I was too harsh on anyone because it's truly not. I mean, I'm not asking for any of these players to be dropped completely forever. It's not like that at all. I just think they need to be better in this away form and shying away from the game at home. I mean, there's been a number of times this season that Reggie's got it wrong away from home in terms of his formation team lineup. This is one of them and it needs to be better. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'm excited to see what you guys think, if I've been way off the mark, if I've been spot on, if you guys agree with what I've been saying. So let me know and I'll catch you guys in the next one. How are you lads? Come on.